So anyway, it's spring practice, and I think as everybody saw today, we have a lot of work to do right now after 12 practices. On the positive side, I think the guys have really been attentive, basically all spring, and they're doing a good job of learning. But that being said, too, we have a lot of work to do. Hardly a cohesive group right now, and we've got a lot of guys making progress, a lot of good stories going on, but we're hardly there by any stretch of the imagination. So today will be a good teaching tape for us to work off of on this coming week, and we'll get back. We still have 3 more practices, so obviously a lot to work with or work towards at this point. And we'll go from there. But I thought, overall, it was a decent day of work out here, and we're making some progress. There's a little bit of mental gymnastics going on at times with guys with calls and formations, things like that. You saw us not line up correctly a couple times, that type of thing. But that's part of the process, and it's also part of the process when we have some younger players. But I think my sense is the guys knew there was a lot to learn coming in. I think they've really been doing it pretty well as a result of that. Barkley and Greg, we're going to encourage them to try to get ready and do the best they can during the course of the summer, and then we'll evaluate them in August.
Not being a real good historian as they have been last year, have you had 2 freshman running backs play? 2 freshmen?
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm not a good historian either, but
sign of time, our age.
Yeah, I think it's at least it's realistic, and that's a good news. And I can envision that happening. So hopefully we'll find a role for both those guys.
Look to you, being a senior and new offense and stuff like that.
He's done really well. James has been knocking on Greg's door a lot, as you'd expect. He's eager. He doesn't want to be a guy that doesn't know what to do. And there were a couple times today where it wasn't clicking for him. And you saw offensively too, we had a lot of near misses, probably more than a handful of plays, and that's part of being at practice 12 as opposed to hopefully in August we'll be hitting those plays and having a little bit better, more cohesive execution. But he's doing great. He's had a good spring, and he's probably as knowledgeable as anybody outside of Greg about what we're doing. Both Damon and DJ have that capability. They can do some things out there like Albert Young could. Not only out of the backfield, but also maybe using them out wide a little bit. So, we'll do what our players will let us do. But certainly the system's open to Steve Begak. We expected him to do well. He's doing a good job. Joe Gaglione's had a good spring, and that's good to see. He's been out here every day working. And then Riley was a guy that really got off to a good start. He had a minor injury, so he missed a couple days. Now he's back, and he's trying to get caught up mentally a little bit, and he's not playing as fast as he's capable, but he's getting there. But I think every one of those guys has made improvement. Coop, when he's on, is on pretty good, and then when he has bad plays, it looks bad. So that's part of being young. And Louis Trinket-Passat, maybe the most improved guy we have up front. He was struggling back in December, and he's really had a good spring. So, we have a lot of guys. Mike Hardy's making an improvement. We have a lot of guys climbing the ladder. I think we get Don back next year. And I think Carl Davis is very in tune right now as the rehab's going really well, and so we have the makings, but it won't we won't be ready in August. We're going to need every day of practice certainly, but I think when it's all said and done, we'll be okay. Jay, it was really new to him a year ago when it was freshman year, true freshman year, and we were asking him to do a lot of things that he hadn't done maybe in high school. And last year he made progress, but there's an inconsistency there, and then this spring he's clearly at a different level, which is good. And that's what you hope to see with players, as they go from year 1 to 2 to 3. And I think he's ready to really play good football for us, and certainly he's got a lot of gifts and skills, good skill set. So that's good. I think Zach Derby's had his best stretch of football, certainly, and the 3 young tight ends are all doing a good job too. So that position right now has been encouraging.
Have you changed anything philosophically since the bowl game?
No, I mean, it's early in the game, but as I said back then, we're open to looking at everything and just how we play situations, do things. And, a lot of that depends on how the team grows and develops too. And we'll have a better handle on that when August comes around. But we're just we've tried to go back and talk about each and every segment of our program and see what we can do maybe to approach things differently, be it offense, defense, special teams, or recruiting. Those are the main things that we, player development, those are the main things that we spend our time on. And you're continually just trying to reevaluate and what have you. And I think with some of the changes in personnel and the staff, that's some of that discussion's inherent to change.
You always talk about during the season, we'll evaluate at the end of the season. When you evaluated at the end of the season, What did you say to yourself that you wanted to do?
Well, you know, a lot of those things will just come out in time, but it's you go through that process every year. You know, it's like every year, you know, you have things that you, boy, you know, wish you could do this over again, play this situation again, wherever it may be, or approach you know, a certain situation differently. And those are discussions we have, and then, you know, you hope it shows up in time whenever those occurrences come again. So I guess that's, I don't know if that's the right answer that you're looking for, but that's really kind of how it shakes out.